Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
हरिनाम संकीर्तन की
जय.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय.
गुरु महाराज की
जय.
जय. वीरेंद्राज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय.
जय.
Shivana Krishna Das Prabhu ji ki jai. All
जय.
glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you
Thank
all
you,
devotees once again for joining our Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya daily Srimad Bhagavatam reading morning session in English. Hare Krishna. So today special class will be taken by Shivana Prabhuji, especially today Govardhan Lila. So we are lucky to hear nectarian class from Prabhuji, and especially our chapters. Prabhuji will share, right? Prabhuji, no need to share.
Yeah, Prabhu. It's the 10th canto. This we have the PowerPoint presentation. It's actually 10th canto, chapter number 24 and 25. So if you want, we can refer the Shrimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, also we can follow the slides.
Okay. So no need to share the
yeah, not required. You are able to see the screen? You are able to see the screen, right?
Yes. I did.
Okay.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudire. Nashtaprayeshu Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtagi. Mugam Karodi Vachalam Pangum Lange Degirim Yet Kurvata Muhammande Paramananda Madhavam Sri Gurum Dinadarinam Sri Chaitanyamesharam Omajnanidvinandasya Jnananjana Shalagya Chashurun Milidam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhudale Swayam Rupagadamahyam Dadandi Supadandigam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Udavadagamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagarjadam Sahana Reghunadanyadam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahana Larda Sri Vishakanyadamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagalpade Govesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpadarubhya Chakrabha Sandubhya Vajapaditanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhudale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nidinamane Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vachatya Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Vishnu Vada Krishna Krishna Bhudale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna. Thank you once again, all devotees, for joining. Hare Krishna. So we'll go. Okay, Shivana Prabhuji, up to you, Prabhuji. Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sri Kumar Prabhu. It's a very wonderful, auspicious day today. Actually, we are supposed to discuss from Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya 7th canto. But since today is a very auspicious day where the Govardhan Puja is celebrated, So I was discussing with Sri Kumar Prabhu, so maybe we can discuss from Govardhan Lila today, because today is the auspicious event. So we can discuss about the Lila and the lessons learned from this Lila, what the Lord wants to teach us, and how we can actually imbibe those instructions in our life so that we can progress in our devotional service. So this Govardhan Lila is also actually called as Annakut festival. It was a very famous festival. Today it will be celebrated all over the world, and especially in Vrindavan with all the glories, Govardhan Puja. It is one of the most cherished and spiritually significant pastimes of Lord Krishna. Because this is very special, even when Srila Prabhupada also there, he specifically emphasized about this Govardhan Lila. And this Lila is very detailed description is given in Shrimad Bhagavatam, which teaches many important lessons actually for us. It teaches lessons about how the Vrajavasis, Krishna protected the Vrajavasis because of their selfless devotion. Krishna says that Kaunteya Pratijanehi Namay Bhakta Pranashyati. Krishna says, my devotees boldly proclaim to the whole world, my devotee will never perish. So we can see how the Vrajavasis were devoted to Krishna, and how Krishna's advice, they taken the shelter of Govardhan Hill. Now Krishna protected them in spite of calamities. And also, this Leela emphasized the importance of humility, how Indra was very proud, and because of his proud, how he was actually, he got, he was put into a lot of troubles. So humility is very much emphasized, and how the Lord protects. This also they described very in a nice way. And also, Govardhan Lila also signifies the eternal relationship between the Lord and his devotees. And whoever surrenders to the Lord, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Mamekam Sharanam Raja, Amtam Sarva Papebhyo, Mokshayisan Masucha. Krishna will protect if you surrender. If you surrender, we get all the protection and strength from Krishna. So this festival is very celebrated close to Diwali. So we celebrated 2 days before Diwali. So this festival is celebrated along with Diwali. And how Krishna miraculously lifted this Govardhan Hill. So from mundane point of view, we may think that how it is possible to lift a hill. So Srila Prabhupada in his lecture is saying that the laws of material nature act only on the conditioned source. It does not act on the law creator itself. The Supreme Lord is not subjected to any material laws of this material world. Okay, because he is the creator. For him, there is nothing that is subjecting in this material world. So it is up to, like the Lord, if he wants, he can lift anything he wants. So that is means we say God is great. So God is great means he can do anything. That's why he's called as great. If we cannot do, we cannot think that God also cannot do. Then he cannot be termed as God. Okay. So when you say God is great means we should understand that God can do anything and everything at his own sweet will. So this is an wonderful pastime. Here we can say this Leela, Krishna says in 4.9, whatever Leela Krishna does, it is actually Divyam. 4.9 Krishna says, Janma karma cha me Divyam, evam yo veti tatvataha, tekta deham punarjanma, naiti mameti, so Arjuna. So Krishna is saying that my appearance and my activities are actually is not normal. It is Divyam, it is spiritual. So if we can understand the Krishna Leela, how do we understand Krishna Leela? Krishna Leela we will understand through the medium of Acharyas. Like Prabhupada has given wonderful purpose for all these Leelas. So when we understand these Leelas through the medium of spiritual master, then what happens? We understand Krishna in truth, in Tattva. So when you understand Krishna through Tattva, then upon leaving this body, after completing this body, we don't take birth again in this material world. That is a blessing and benedictions when we are hearing Krishna Lila. Upon leaving this body, we don't take birth again in this material, miserable material world. And where does that soul go? That soul, it will attain, go back to Krishna himself. That's why Prabhupada said, back to home, back to God. That is the motto of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Back to home, back to God. So we go back to our spiritual place where we are originally with Krishna. So this is from Bhagavad Gita, text point, 4th chapter, Transcendental Knowledge, verse number 9. Janma karma cha me divyam, evam yo veti tattataha, tektva deham punarjanma, naiti mameti so Arjuna. The science of Krishna consciousness is that by understanding Krishna, by practicing devotion to the lotus feet of Krishna, after completing this life, we do not take birth in this miserable material world. Rather, we go back to our spiritual abode and live eternally a blissful life with Krishna. So, all the Leelas of Krishna Leela is very detailedly explained by Sukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit in the 10th canto of Shrimad Bhagavatam. So, Krishna's birth is there, appearance, and Kaumara Leela, Pauganda Leela, and Kaishora Leela. So, Krishna's Leela is categorized into 3 different categories according to the age. Kaumara Leela is childhood, and the middle is Pauganda Leela, and when Krishna is sweet 16, Kaishora Leela. So, this Govardhan Lila is appearing actually in the part of Pauganda Lila, because Krishna was 7 years old when he was lifting this Govardhan Hill. So this Pauganda Lila, Krishna, this Govardhan Hill is a Lila is actually explained in chapter number 24 and 25. Okay. So 10th canto of Shrimad Bhagavatam, it is very vividly described about Krishna's divine act of lifting the Govardhan Hill. Okay, so how does this Leela start? Normally, we know that there is always, people have demigod worship. So in those days also, not only recent days, in those days also, this happened at the end of Dwapara Yuga. Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father, is actually preparing special arrangement for puja. So Krishna is asking his father, my dear father, what is this all special arrangement about? Father is telling, that this is our custom, that we are actually celebrating special puja for Indra. Okay, so we also from our ancestors, from our forefathers, we have been doing certain type of puja, and we are also sometimes, if somebody will tell to stop, we don't want to stop because this is happening for ages and ages. Like that, Nanda Maharaj also is performing based on the rituals which is continued for several of his generations. But Krishna is not very happy with that kind of puja. So Krishna is actually discussing with his father. He actually gives a philosophy called Karma Mimamsa philosophy and Nyaya philosophy. Krishna is telling, see, we are doing our work. Then why should we do separate puja? Like sometimes if you go and talk to certain people, you said, why should you worship God? I am working hard. I am getting the result. Why should you worship God? So like that, Krishna is just telling, because Krishna, if you see the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna again and again says that it is not required to worship any demigods. Because demigods are actually empowered agents to run this material universe. Whatever Krishna sanctions, only the demigods can give. People, why they worship demigods? Because their heart is covered with the enjoying propensity, or the heart is covered with avidya. And sometimes they want material benefits. And so Krishna repeatedly emphasizes that it is not required to worship any demigods. So Prabhupada also emphasizes this, that as a Vaishnava, it is not required that we should worship any demigods. We can respect them because they are in the higher level than us, but it is not required. We always respect them by saying Vancha Kalpatarubhascha, Kripa Sindhuvevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. But it is not required to worship any demigods. This pastime is also giving that lesson of demigod worship. So, after discussing with his father, about this puja, one lesson we are learning is whatever rituals are there, we should ask question. Why it is done, to whom it is done, and why it is done. So then only we should actually do that. We should not follow anything which is blind. Even Krishna says, if you want to know about Krishna also, Krishna says you ask question. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. He's telling no need to believe anything blindly. You can always ask questions. See, Krishna is here exhibiting by asking questions to his father, asking whom is this worship for and what is the purpose. When Nanda Maharaj is explaining that, Krishna is not very much satisfied. Krishna is saying why it is required. You are doing your activities and Indra is obliged to give the rain. Okay. It is not that we have to do some business transaction. We have to give the sacrifice, then Indra will give rain. He is actually, his job is to give you rain. So it is not required to worship. And Krishna also gives a further idea to his father that instead of worshipping Indra, we can worship the Govardhan Hill. And Krishna gives some justification because Govardhan Hill is giving us many things. Govardhan Hill, actually, it is actually nourishing our cows. because our cows are getting nourished from Govardhan Hill, they are giving us actually milk, which is very nutritious food. And also, Krishna emphasizing that worship the nature. Govardhan Hill is nature actually. So today, if you see modern day, actually we are all polluting the environment, damaging the environment. But if you see, Krishna is emphasizing on protecting the environment, appreciating the nature, worshipping the nature. Today, global warming is because we have destroyed our environment. All the diseases come, people are struggling because of so much natural disasters, because we are actually polluting our environment. But in our Vedic philosophy, the environment is very highly respected. We can see that even if you are worshipping, we don't say any river. If you see, go to the Western world, they just give it a river name. But for us, rivers are also holy. We worship the rivers like Ganga, Yamuna. So all the rivers we worship because the rivers are giving life to us. Without water, we cannot live in this world. So nature is very much worshipped here in our Vedic culture. All are we give to the position of mother. Mother Ganga. We say Mother Yamuna. So that kind of respect and reverence is there for us in the followers of the Vedic culture towards nature, towards environment. Now, as a part of that, Krishna is emphasizing, let us worship, offer our respects to Govardhan Hill in the form of so much benedictions Govardhan Hill is offering. When Nanda Maharaj is hearing this, justifications given by Krishna, Nanda Maharaj is also getting convinced, yes, whatever my son is saying, yes, is correct, because Govardhan Hill is giving us so many things for us. So let us all worship. And based on Nanda Maharaj instructions, then all the Vrajavasis, because Nanda Maharaj is head of the whole village. Okay, so based on Nanda Maharaj's instruction, the whole village agrees to Krishna's proposal. And then based on the proposals, the Vrajavasis make a wonderful preparations and offerings, and they prepare themselves to worship the Govardhan. So here you can see the breakup of 24th chapter entitled Worshipping Govardhan Hill. First 11 verses, actually there is conversation between Krishna and Nanda Maharaj about Indra Puja. And from verse number 12 to 23, Krishna is instructing about Karma, Mimamsa, Nyaya philosophies to Nanda Maharaj. And 24 to 30, Krishna instructs Vrajavasis to worship the Govardhan Hill. And 31 to 38, actually, Vrajavasis perform Govardhan Puja and Lord Govardhan's blessing. So this is how the Govardhan Hill was actually worshipping began based on Krishna's instruction. Now we can see here conversation between Krishna and Nanda Maharaj about Indra Puja. So this all we discussed now, why we are doing, why this effort is being done. Like that, Lord Krishna is inquiring. So inquiry is always very, very important. Even in human life, inquiry is very much important. Atato Brahma Jijnasa. The Vedanta Sutra says that in the human form of life, you should inquire about Brahman. Because it is very, as a human being, we are supposed to ask questions and get answers. We see Bhagavad Gita is full of question and answers. Bhagavatam is full of question and answers. So like that, Krishna is asking many questions to his fathers. What is this endeavor you are doing? What needs to be accomplished by this endeavor? For whose satisfaction you are doing this sacrifice? And Krishna also says that saintly persons do not keep secrets because they have no conception of minor others. Okay, so all this also Krishna is asking, is this ritual based on scripture or a custom? Custom means coming through our tradition. Scriptures means like Ekadasi fasting is through scriptures. But sometimes some people fast on some other days without any reference to scriptures. So all these questions are asked, and then you can see the discussion. The Nanda Maharaj actually replies to Krishna that the rains are given by Indra. That's why we are doing this Indra Puja. So what do we worship? How do we worship? You offer him grains, which we get by the rain. So that is part of the worship. By the worship of Indra, people will get Trivarga. Trivarga means all the affluences they get here. And one who rejects it out of his lust, enmity, fear, greed will not achieve good fortune. So Nanda Maharaj is saying, see, if you stop this, our good fortune will go. So that's what Nanda Maharaj is saying. So now there's a short video. Maybe you all seen this little Krishna. So I will just play this video. Please just tell me if you are able to hear the audio, video and audio. Prabhu,
Father, why must you have this festival for Indra?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Audible.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Father, why must you have this festival for Indra?
We must have this festival of Indra every year to please him so he may give us rain.
Is it just like we pay our taxes to King Kamsa every year?
Oh no! Indra is not a wicked person. He controls the rains. Water is most important for life. That's why we worship Indra each year with this festival.
But Father, he's just doing his duty, carrying out Lord Vishnu's orders.
Oh Krishna, this ceremony is an old tradition and we must not give it up.
Father, then why don't we worship the earth, which gives us everything we need? Why not the sun, which sustains life? Why not River Yamuna?
Krishna, you are right. But it is not practical. We can't disregard traditions that have been observed for generations.
But Father, should we blindly accept tradition? It is Lord Vishnu who has given Indra and the other devatas their power.
What Krishna says is true. All the devatas work under the direction of Lord Vishnu. In the Vedas, there is no separate yagna prescribed for Indra.
We are cowherds. Our wealth is our cow. All our cows depend on Govardhan for their food. We depend on Govardhan Hill for everything. So we should actually worship Govardhan and not Indra.
So that's a wonderful conviction given by Lord Krishna. So why we should actually worship Govardhan. So here we can see that Karma Mimamsa philosophy is given. Nyaya philosophy spoken by Krishna. Just now we watched the video. So here, what is that Karma Mimamsa philosophy? Krishna is speaking. So Krishna is saying Jiva's birth, Jivatma's birth, death, happiness and distress, fear and sense of security arise from one's own karma. So whatever our happiness and distress is happening because of our own karma. Even the Supreme Controller awards it that based on the karma of the individual. So jivas are forced to undergo karma. Indra cannot change this in any way. So why should people worship him? So a person should remain in the position corresponding to his nature and should perform his own duty. If you take someone's shelter, then we are like unchaste one. So these are some of the karma mimamsa philosophy which Krishna explains to his father. Okay, now Krishna instructs actually Vrajavasis to worship Govardhan. We just watched the video. So Krishna is giving the following justifications why we should worship Govardhan. See, we always live in the forest and hills. With all the paraphernalia collected for Indra Puja, let's do Govardhan Puja. Different foods, food items and milk products, and also we'll feed the cows with grass. So Brahmanas must do sacrifices and we have to feed them and give charity. Give food to all, including dogs and dog eaters. And also, one important thing is parikrama. Such a sacrifice will be very dear to the cows, the Brahmanas and Govardhan also here, also to me. And if you see, today also till date, people do Govardhan parikrama, almost like 24 kilometers. People do parikrama with so much devotion. They do Dandavat parikrama also. Dandavat parikrama means they will do Dandavats and then again next again they will get up and do Dandavats. Like that, the whole 24 kilometers they will do for it's for months together they will do. Some people do 108 Dandavats. Like one place they will fall down 108 times, then go to the next step, like that 24 kilometers. So still these things are happening in Govardhan. So Govardhan is having very, very spiritual significance in our devotional life, we can see. So we will watch another short video, how Krishna instructs Vrajavasis to worship Govardhan.
We owe all our gratitude to mighty Govardhan Hill.
Govardhan Hill has always brought
The lad doesn't know what he's talking about.
See for yourselves the wonders of Govardhan Hill, the very life of Vrindavan. Our cows graze happily on his forest grass and give us the sweetest milk. His waterfalls and springs quench our thirst. On his meadows, we grow our grains and pick our fruits. The wood from his trees shelters us in our safe and cozy homes. We depend not on Indra for our survival, but on our blessed Govardhan Hill.
But Krishna's right. We depend on Govardhan Hill for everything we need.
Bless you, Krishna.
All this is not due to Indra, but to Govardhan Hill. So, my friends, gather your offerings and let us celebrate the glory of Govardhan Hill.
Govardhan, you have pleased me with your prayers and offerings. You shall be greatly blessed if you circumambulate me along with your herds.
So here we can see important point. Krishna, Govardhan Hill is not different from Krishna. So in one aspect, we can see Govardhan is a great devotee of Krishna, but also we can see that Krishna himself manifested as Govardhan. So here Krishna manifested himself as Govardhan and is accepting all the offerings of Vrajavasis. So now we can see Krishna is very happy to accept the offerings of Vrajavasis. So they all did the offerings, they were all singing, dancing, they had a wonderful time. And Krishna then assumed an unprecedented declaring, I am Govardhan mountain, in the abundant of offerings. And you can see here, this is Govardhan Parikrama. You can see the photo here, and everybody, devotee, the Vrajavasis were very jubilant offering. And you can see, just see how this hill has appeared in person and bestowed upon mercy upon us. So let us pay our obeisances to him for the safety of ourselves and our cause. So this was a prayer by the Vrajavasis. And the Vrajavasis returned with the Lord Krishna to their village. So this is how the Indra Puja was actually diverted and became as Govardhan Puja. And then you can see, now Indra becomes very upset. See, somebody is always praised and worshipped. Somebody stops their worship or praise. If they say dishonor is worse for a person who is actually, who was like having name and fame. So that is the biggest punishment for him. So here Indra becomes very upset that, this little boy, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, even the demigods do not understand me. In 10th chapter, Krishna says that even the great demigods, we can see from Krishna Lila also, even Brahma was bewildered. Now Indra is also bewildered. Even the demigods do not understand Krishna, cannot understand Krishna. Then what about our human beings? It's very difficult. Bahunam janmanam ante, manushyanam sahasreshu, kaschid yatati sittaye, itatam api siddhanam, kaschid mameti tatvataha. So it is very difficult to understand God. Not only for human beings, even for their demigods. So here Indra thinks that what is this small boy? Indra does not know he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For Indra, he is saying that this small boy, how can he stop my worship? I am such a big person and this festival is happening for me for every year for since ages. Who is this small boy to stop? So Indra gets very disturbed and becomes very angry. So he actually sends Samrataka clouds. Actually, these clouds are actually sent during the destruction of the universe. So Indra sends the Samvarta clouds to the Vrindavan and telling to damage complete Vrindavan because his puja is stopped. Now, when the rain started severe downpour, we can see even for normal rain, nowadays we become so much disturbed. What about this kind of Samvartaka clouds? So the Vrajavasis, they do not know what to do. They all run to the shelter of Krishna because the devotees do not know anybody else other than Krishna. Devotees, their only protection is Krishna. Rakshati iti vishwaso. One of the aspects of surrender to Krishna is we should have a firm conviction and faith that Krishna will protect me. Same mood Vrajavasis also had when they encountered this danger of flooding and severe rain. They all went to Krishna and surrendered. When Krishna understood the situation, now Krishna actually, in order to protect his devotees, he is saying, please follow me. You all come to me. And everybody, the Vrajavasis followed Krishna, and Krishna went near the Govardhan Hill and just lifted this Govardhan Hill. You can see the description here. Krishna just lifted the Govardhan Hill in his left hand, in the left little finger, like a mushroom is actually, like little child lifting the mushroom. Mushroom is very light. The child just plucks without any effort. Like that, Krishna actually lifted the Govardhan Hill. Here you can see that Indra's anger. Cowherd men are proud and they surrender to an ordinary man. This Indra is saying this one. This cowherd men, see, they are very proud and they are surrendering to an ordinary boy. See, Lord Krishna is simply foolish, arrogant and over-talkative child. This Krishna is Indra's version. Remove their pride and destroy their animals. I will follow you by riding Airavata. Airavata is the carrier of Indra, and the clouds tormented Vrajavasis with torrents of rain. And lightning and thunder followed along with the rain, and earth was submerged with a flood. This is what the position of Vrindavan now. So Krishna appraises the situation. Okay, Cows, animals, coward men and ladies trembling and unable to cover themselves took shelter of Lord Krishna. Because the sacrifice is stopped, Indra sent these unusual rains and winds. Okay, now Krishna is saying, I will counteract the disturbance and destroy Indra's arrogance. Because Krishna is saying, they all taken my shelter, I must protect the coward men. I am their shelter, their master, their family member, and I took vow to protect my devotees. Kaunteya prajanihi name bhakta pranashyati. So now Krishna, in order to protect the residents of Vrindavan, he is actually lifting this Govardhan Hill. Tasman macharanam goshtam mannatan mat parigrahan gopaye swatma yogena swayam me vrata haitaha. I must therefore protect the coward community by my transcendental potency. For I am their shelter, I am their master, and indeed they are my own family. After all, I have taken a vow to protect my devotees. It's a very famous thing. Krishna is saying that I have taken a vow to protect my devotees. So anybody comes under the shelter of Krishna, Krishna will protect. Even during when Lord appeared as Lord Ram, it was asked that when Ravana will surrender to you, will you protect him? Lord Ram said, yes, I will protect him and I will give him kingdom also to rule. So that is the compassionate nature of the Lord, that if you take Sharanagati, Krishna will 100% protect us. So it's from Shrimad Bhagavatam 10.25.18. So finally, Krishna lifts the Govardhan Hill without any effort on his left hand, in the left little finger, and holds the Vrindavan, this is the Govardhan Hill. And all the Vrajavasis, they took shelter beneath the Govardhan Hill and they were protected from the severe torrential rain which was sent by Indra.
Do it all by himself? Thank you, Madhu.
So this is a glorious, wonderful thing that Krishna is doing for his devotees, for protecting the inhabitants of Brajavasis. You know? He lifts the Govardhan Hill and Krishna lifts the Govardhan Hill like a child holds up a mushroom. Sukadeva Goswami is saying, how Krishna lifted this Govardhan Hill. It is inconceivable by your material intelligence, but that is Lord's, sweet, what else, omnipotence, we can say. And you can see Lord invites all the coward community and they all entered beneath the Govardhan Hill. And Lord Krishna stood there holding up the hill for 7 days. 7 days and 7 nights. The Acharya says that the Brajavasis were so happy because they were able to relish the beauty of Krishna for 7 days and 7 nights. And normally, otherwise, they don't see Krishna like that. Krishna goes for grazing the cows. One morning he goes and then evening he comes. So, but here they got the opportunity to relish the beauty of Krishna, to be in the association of Krishna for continuous 7 days and 7 nights. So that is the blessings and benedictions given by Krishna for the Brajavasis. So finally, Indra tried his best and nothing happened as per his will. The rain stopped and the Brajavasis went and Krishna kept the Govardhan back. So Krishna, we can see that finally Indra was not able to do anything. He tried his best, but he's not able to do anything. They can see what happened after that.
The storm is gone. Why aren't you going to celebrate with the others?
And leave you to hold up the hill by yourself?
Don't be foolish, Kṛṣṇa. You're just a little boy. You go out first.
You are too kind to me. Are you sure you don't want to go first?
Thank you, Krishna. You have saved us all. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank Govardhan Hill.
So now comes the main climax. You can see actually Indra come to his senses and he understood that I am not playing with a normal person. He is a supreme personality of Godhead, but I was thinking he was a normal child and I was showing my arrogance. Now Indra understood. Now Indra comes down to Vrindavan to get apology from Krishna. He also brings Airavata so that he can do Abhishek, perform Abhishek to Krishna. So here you can see.
King Indra, I see you have a lot of affection for me. Why else would you come here after I've offended you?
Lord Krishna, it is I who have offended you. I have acted like a fool. I had forgotten that it is you who give me my power. I am your eternal servant, and I beg your forgiveness.
Indra, you were blinded by power and ignorance. And I had to do this so you could see it for yourself. This is my mercy upon you.
So you can see now Indra comes and Indra actually takes forgiveness and Krishna blesses him. And Brajavasis congratulate Krishna for this wonderful feat of lifting Govardhan Hill. It is the reciprocation Krishna has for his devotees. Vatsalya Prem with Lord Krishna and all the demigods showered flowers from the heavenly planets. And Krishna along with cowherd boys went off to the place where he had been tending his cows. The cowherd girls returned to their homes singing joyfully about lifting of Govardhan Hill by Lord Krishna, who had deeply touched their hearts. So this is a wonderful pastime and we have very beautiful lessons from this Lila. So first lesson is we should not blindly follow any ritual unless and until we know what is the purpose behind this ritual, for whom it is done and for what purpose it is done. So that is what Krishna questioned his own father about Indra Puja. So we should always know any ritual is done, for whom it is done, to please whom and for what purpose it is done and for whom it is done. For this reason we should know. Pride leads to fall. If we are proud, then definitely our destruction is not very far. So Indra was very proud of his affluences. He is the king of heaven. So he thought everything is under my control. But finally, he actually came to his senses. So as a conditioned soul, we also know whatever strength we have, whatever intelligence we have, whatever beauty we have, whatever wealth we have, these are all mercy and blessings of Krishna. Krishna can give that anytime and Krishna can take that as from any time. So we should always remain humble, knowing that the Lord is the supreme controller, supreme master and supreme enjoyer. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says that you should always be humble if you are chanting the holy name of the Lord. Trinadapi suni chena tarorapi saishnana amanena manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Only if you are humble, humbler than the blade of grass, and tolerant than the tree, then you can chant the holy name of the Lord without any stoppage. Continuously you can chant. So pride is actually not at all good. In the material life also pride is not good. Spiritual life also it is not good. Our spiritual life will be destroyed if we are proud. Even material life, if you see, if you are proud, we are talking about ourselves. Other people who is listening, he does not feel very happy when we are talking about ourselves. Only humility, we can attract the Lord's grace. When you are more humble, even if you don't have devotion, if you are humble, the Lord will bestow us with devotion. So one quality which will attract Krishna's attention is humility. You can see that Goswamis, when they approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were so humble that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, tears came from his eyes and he told, no, don't be more humble than this. I cannot, my heart is breaking. So they were so humble, this Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, when they approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So humility is an ornament which attracts Lord's attention and grace upon us. But whereas a pride will take away from the Lord's grace. And Krishna protects his devotees. So how, if you take the shelter of Krishna, surrender to him completely, then Krishna will completely take over our life and he will protect us. He will guide us, he will protect us, and he will bless us. So that is one important lesson we are learning here from Govardhan Lila. So for 3 lessons. And 4th is the power of prayers. Now we can see how Indra also prayed, actually. Finally, after that, Indra's prayers are there, and Krishna forgiven him. The Vrajavasis also prayed, and the Krishna protected them. So, whatever prayers, they say there's a saying in English, the prayers can move mountains, right? So, the prayers are actually expression of our heart towards the Lord. So, we can always pray to the Lord that we should always be in devotional service. We should get strength to resist the temptations of this world. We should not fall trapped to Maya. Even Prabhupada, he was praying like that, like the disciples asked, Prabhupada, what are you praying to Lord Krishna? Prabhupada said, I should never fall trapped to Maya. Then the disciples asked Prabhupada, why you are praying? You are already Paramahamsa, you are so elevated. Prabhupada said, still we are in the material world. We should always seek protection from Krishna. We can fall down at any moment. So Prabhupada is not in that, but he's teaching us that we should always pray in whatever level we are, that we should always pray to the Lord that this material world is a very difficult place. There is so much troubles. There is so much temptations. In spite of all troubles, I should continue my devotional service. In spite of all temptations, I should resist those temptations and able to be in the path of devotional service. That prayer, we should always pray to Lord Krishna. So that is it. And even if at all we do some offense or mistakes, we can always beg forgiveness from Krishna, as Indra actually went to lotus feet of Krishna and he offered his prayers, and then Krishna actually forgiven. So repentance for offenses is also very important if at all we did some offenses knowingly or unknowingly. And we should last understand that Krishna is the ultimate shelter. Even though we have so many demigods we are worshipping or we are respecting, ultimately we should know that Krishna is the ultimate authority. Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Surdam Sarvabhutanam Nyatvam Santim Richati. So that is one important thing we should know. So this Govardhan Lila signifies many such points, how Krishna protects his devotees, how he was humbling the ego of Indra, and also worship of nature and environment. Like Krishna's message to the people of Vrindavan to worship Govardhan Hill and cows instead of Indra highlights the importance of respecting and nurturing the nature, the cows, the earth, and the hill. This all symbolize the natural resources that sustain our life. Because even though we are working in industries or factories, what we are eating, we cannot propagate, we cannot eat the nuts and bolts. We need grains, and the grains are coming by from the earth. Okay. So always we should respect and worship the cows, the earth, and the nature. So by worshipping Govardhan, Krishna actually is emphasizing that one should honor the environment and live in harmony with nature. Very important point. One should honor the environment and live in harmony with nature if at all we want a peaceful and healthy life, which directly supports life. Okay. So this is even today's modern age. We know how this Govardhan Lila is very much relevant, that how we should honor the environment. Today we are having a lot of summit, COP26, COP28. Next week also there is a summit, how to protect the environment. But as long as people are godless, our environment will not be protected, even though we do so many meetings. But as soon as we are God conscious, naturally we'll become very environment friendly by protecting whatever is around us. And also, one more important point is the importance of faith and surrender. The residents of Vrindavan placed their faith in Krishna. Even when the situation was very out of their control, their faith did not shake. So that says that maybe if there is a calamity in our life, we are practicing devotional service and there is a calamity like Indra has given the calamity. Like that, there may be calamity in our life also. We do not know what is in our future. But still, we should have complete faith in Krishna. And if you have that kind of faith, then Krishna will definitely protect us from the calamity. And Krishna is actually the supreme protector and well-wisher. Bhaktaram Vijna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. And whatever Krishna did, it is not a human activity. It is a superhuman activity, you can say. That is Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam Evam Yoveti Tattvataha. So we should understand that nothing is impossible for the Lord. And this Govardhan Puja is being celebrated since end of Dwapara Yuga, 5,500 years now. Krishna disappeared from this planet. Every year, this celebration is going on, Govardhan Puja. And it reminds us about this important lesson that we should follow as devotees, that we should always remain humble, should take shelter of Krishna, and we should have strong faith that Krishna will protect us. And also, we should offer our prayers to Krishna for our progress in devotional service. And we should, if at all we do any offenses, we should actually beg for forgiveness from Krishna. And Govardhan Hill actually is not different from Krishna. So worshipping Govardhan Hill is also actually equivalent to worshiping Krishna directly. So these are the things we can understand from this. We can understand. However powerful we are in this material world, we should know that we are always helpless in the hands of nature. So we should always take shelter of Krishna and be under the protection of Krishna. So this is the Govardhan Puja. We are also having this wonderful month of Kartik, where actually Krishna says that bhakti is easily attained by following a vow in Kartika. Anyone who offers a Lord a ghee lamp in this month becomes free from all kinds of sins and goes to the abode of Lord Hari. So this is up to November 15th. We have this wonderful Kartik month where we can offer the ghee lamp, very simple process by which Krishna becomes immensely pleased when we offer this lamp, and he will bless us unlimitedly in our path to back to home, back to God. Hare Krishna. So with this, we kind of today's Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chant and be happy. Hare Bol.
Hope everybody, we all know this Lila, we hear many times, but it is always good to remind ourselves about the lessons. Shunvatam Swakata Krishna, Punya Sharavana Kirtanam, Mudrani. It is always good we keep reminding ourselves, remembering the Lord, and reminding ourselves about the valuable lessons which Krishna is teaching us through this Lila. Hare Krishna. So, any questions or any comments, or if you want to add any more lessons learned, or if you want to share any realizations, please, devotees, you can unmute and share now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guruji. Wonderful. On the auspicious day of the Govardhan Hill Puja, we are lucky to have Guruji for your wonderful class. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. It coincided with Saturday, so we are able to discuss all these things.
Yes, we are lucky. That's right.
We have more attendance also on Saturdays normally.
Yes,
so,
yes.
But these are there.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
I will share the recording also later.
Wonderful.
Yes. With somebody else.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Sadhana Sham.
Hare Krishna. So, this Nyaya Mimamsa means Karma Mimamsa and so there is one question, but other thing I can get from this one, the Lila, that is, Prabhuji already explained that Kaunteya Pradijari means giving the protection. So, although the same repeating again into the Shrimad Bhagavatam 10.25.80. So,
yes,
I must therefore protect the covered community in my transcendental potency. I am the shelter, I am the master. Indeed, they are my own family. After all, I have taken a vow to protect my devotees. So,
yes, very important verse.
Yeah, there's a good. That is good point, Puji. Means.
Yes,
I got that point. But just my question is just to how to means the karma mimamsa and nyaya mimamsa. How just is that is the point, right?
Yeah, karma mimamsa means like if you do some activity, you are supposed to get the result. So this is a part of the Saddarshans, Prabhu. Saddarshans of our the scriptures. It is given to various rishis, to develop this. Like the Nyaya Shastra was actually by Gautama Rishi. Vaisheshika, this 6 actually is Nyaya, Sankhya, Yoga, Vaisheshika, Purva Mimamsa, and Uttar Mimamsa. So these are given to some rishis to develop this Shad Darshan. So little complicated only. And like Nyaya Shastra was founded by Gautam Rishi, Vaisheshika by Kannada Rishi, Sankhya by Kapila Muni, Yoga, Yoga by Patanjali Maharishi. We know that.
Patanjali.
Mimamsa by Jaimini, and Uttar Mimamsa by Vyasadeva. Uttar Mimamsa are also called as Vedanta. Vedanta philosophy by Vyasadeva. So this, if you see, Karma Mimamsa means basically it's speaking that we need not do anything. Like if you work hard and you get the result. Like if you put efforts, like people say, no, when you put effort, you will get the result. That's Karma Mimamsa. Like you do something, then you are supposed to get result. In between, no need to do for any kind of favor to some, any worship or anything like that. That is Karma Mimamsa. Nyaya means actually, again, it is like common sense or what is Nyaya? What do you say? Like, like whatever is right, it has to happen, right? It is like the duty, we can say duty of Indra to give. That Nyaya, that's Nyaya. He's logically supposed to do his duty. Indra is actually appointed as a minister of rain. So he's in charge. Okay, so he has to give that. Like a finance minister, he is supposed to put whether the citizen likes the finance minister or not. He's supposed to do his duty every year. He has to put the budget for running the country, right? So like that, Indra, his duty is to give rain. No need to worship him. It is his job. Like in our company, we are given job, you have to do it. Whether the manager will appreciate you or he will not appreciate you, you have to do your job. So that is Nyaya. So like that, I'm telling in short, but it will be big. This is big philosophies actually. But to understand the easy way, I'm just giving a short explanation only. But this Saddarshan itself is separate big topics actually. Even we will be able to understand. Somebody who is like more into this, they can explain all these things. But we understand only these 6 kinds of philosophies are developed with this help of this all these rishis. But we follow Shrimad Bhagavatam. Yes.
Puja is already recorded, right? This class.
Yes, bro. We are recorded. I will share, bro. Nityam Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. I put some videos so that it is interesting to see. Rather than speaking, we see videos, we feel more heavily.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Any other devotees? Anything they want to add on this? Or you feel that some more lessons we learned? Want to share? Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Shankanath.
Thanks, Prabhu. It's a very nice explanation. And also, when you bring the picture, just a visual media, it will be reached to everyone and quickly. Even though lecture is giving detail, instead of this visual effect, it will touch and also it will hit the heart very easily. And that part, it is very nice, Prabhu. So, even though recorded, also it will help others. So,
pictures speak louder than, they say pictures speak louder than words.
This one way is good, Prabhu, actually. When we are preaching by words and these other things, instead of this visual media and bring in a picture visual, so it will reach very easily. It will touch the heart and mind both. So that way is good, Prabhu. This is actually visual media preaching. And one more thing, just I heard one lecture from the Indra. Now he is taking obeisances and asking forgiveness for the Lord Krishna. Same is one of his guru, it is Pragaspati. When he entered, he didn't pay his obeisances. When he saw his guru, then immediately he lose his power.
Correct. Yes, that is also there. So, Indra is very famous for offenses.
Offenses. No, that part also will take one lesson. So when guru means, so he is not ordinary, he is like a personality. He is something divine.
He is a representative of the Supreme Lord.
Supreme Lord. And also Lord sent, when the Lord is taking avatar, same also Lord is sending some spiritual masters and the divine personalities to purify the all these materialistic peoples. So normally these materialist people, when we discuss about these spiritual masters, so they are not even ready to listen also, because they are thinking they are also like a human part. So why you got to listen? Then it comes in spiritual platform. They will just take this Guru Parambara, this connectivity. Then only it is able to understand. So what is the value of Guru and how we should worship same as a God. What we are paying obeisances, same paying obeisances to Guru. Then only Guru will be pleased. So this type of knowledge we will get only after connecting with the Guru Parambara only.
Very true, very true, very true.
So
Very
this
true.
type of
Said.
Yeah, whatever these lessons we are learning and we are preaching and we are taking information of scriptures. So by coming and connecting the parambara only, so ultimately mind will get released and we can get, mind can be molded such a way to pass the spiritual path. So this is my realization. Before also we are taking some books and other things, scriptures, some what we read and then we kept it aside. And after taking this series, this Krishna consciousness, so something it will hear and hit our mind. So something is getting more and more. Then we will get more realizations about through the spiritual masters and the Guru Maharaj, this Shishyas, all they are coming around the world, to making preachings. So really, this is a very wonderful message, Prabhu, from this source. Okay, Hare Krishna, thanks for it.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, any other questions or comments? Okay.
I think,
So, Shikmar Prabhu?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So
yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. So we are lucky to have a wonderful class on the same day. I mean, Govardhan Hill. But on the same day, we got a wonderful class by Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. So we will chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra for Prabhuji as well as all the devotees who are present today for everybody's spiritual progress on this auspicious day. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.